Well, out here for a couple hours today. Gonna try and get some siding done on the back of the house. We'll see how that goes. I'm gonna get some trim on the gable so that way I can then run in between it and see how that looks. I didn't tell my dad to come out because I'm only gonna be out here for a couple hours today. Not gonna be able to really do a full day, so is what it is. But I'm gonna get done what I get done. I might get into the camper a little bit today too. I do have some boards. I believe they're actually in the camper right now, but that like those trim pieces that we did for the jut outs in the living room area, I have a jut out in the bedroom, so I'm gonna toss those on probably today as well, especially since I got the miter box already set up. So time to pull everything out of the car and get set up.
Yeah.
I just pulled all that out of there. It smells disgusting. I smelled it yesterday. I was like, woo, it smells like mouse pee and poop. I was just like, why is it so strong? As soon as I open the door, sure enough, it's literally right next to the door and this little oven. I'm gonna have to find a way to seal everything off in here a little bit better and eradicate this mouse problem. I mean, I know it's winter, I know they're nesting. I'm trying to stay warm, I get that, but they need to find somewhere else. So, just figured I'd show you some of the more disgusting parts of being out here, but a lot of cleaning still, and I got a lot of work left to do until I start doing that and really prettying it up, and I just gotta finish everything else first. So that's why I'm in here. Get these up on this little push out and start working on siding after that. $72 on me. Well, looks a lot nicer in here, even with it out, without it being painted and stuff, but came out pretty good. Get a little bit of caulk on those corners, a little bit, hide that before you paint it. We'll be good to go. Not bad. So put the framing nailer away and switch the blades on the saw, so that way I got the fiber cement blade on there. Well, actually, no, I'm gonna cut the wood trim pieces first for the back, then I'm gonna switch the blade. So, gonna get out there and start working on siding again. All right, so got those trim pieces going up for the gable and came out pretty good. Used my square, got my angle right up there, and it actually came out pretty good, I think. So next I'm gonna just start working all the way up, and then I don't have any more 1x4, and unfortunately it's Sunday, so the Amish mills are closed, so I can't get any more rough cut lumber. So once I finish this up, I'm gonna end up working on trying to get that top row on both sides, and then after that I can't really get the front done because I need this week, probably Saturday morning actually is probably the first time I'm going to get an opportunity to, but go down to the Amish and get some more rough cut 1x4. I need to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to get 6 more pieces of rough cut 1x4, so that way I can actually finish up the wood trim, and then I'll be able to completely finish up all the siding. And then this week I'm gonna have to stop at Lowe's and pick up some more soffit and J channel. Well, just some soffit and J channel, so that way I can hopefully completely button this up exterior wise next weekend. All right, so had this warming up next to the generator, so it's nice and warm, be able to apply no problem. Just gonna get around here to help make sure this gets sealed up before we slap some siding over it, and that way it'll keep water from getting in there, having any issues down the road. So you just saw me put up the first piece right here that has that cut in the gable. Came out pretty good. But I'm just going to show you how I know what that angle is and how I translate it onto the fiber cement and then make the cut. So right here, put on the square, make sure it's right along the edge and up tight along the bottom. That way you know you're square with your piece of fiber cement. And then, because I'm working with an 8/12 pitch, I make my mark here at 8, so that way I know. And then I just flip it over so that way I can get my long end, my long edge. Oop, I'm gonna have to put that on the camera here for a second. Alright, so then just get all the way to that corner, get on my line that I just made at 8 for the 8/12 pitch, draw my line, and now that's what I'm going to cut in order to make that fit in perfectly right up there. All right, made that cut. Came out good. Nice and clean. I'm gonna have to nip off that little corner right there so that way when I do get the final trim piece in there, but not too worried about that right now. But I didn't mess up this 90-degree cut. For whatever reason, I just cut it out. Like I must not have been flush with it. Oh well, it happens. But that proves my point on why it's super important to get this flashing on at all these joints right here, because now when water will get behind here, obviously, I still have this layer of flashing that goes up past this, because we're going to have an overhang too. So that's going to be essentially the bottom of the next row. So any water that gets behind there is going to be here down, and it's just going to hit that flashing, and that flashing goes over the top of the next one. So it's just going to roll down the front of it and be good to go. Which is why that is important. All right, well, I got to head out a little earlier today than expected. Unfortunately, get some shopping done, but got that row on. This is really going to be my only other obstacle on the back side here, is getting around this post, but it's really not going to be that hard. It's kind of, I'm going to do it kind of like how we did the sheets. I think I'm just going to come from this side, butt right up to it, right there, get my line, and then I'm going to come from the other side and then just box around that. That way it'll fit in just like that around that post. We'll get full coverage all the way around. I think it'll be all right, especially with the stretch tape behind there, keeping all water out and everything. And we'll get some flashing in there and make it all nice and pretty. And I think we'll be able to keep all the water out of there, no problem. So outside of that though, this is going up, and next weekend in the morning, I'm going to run out and grab some 1x4 from some of the Amish out here. And then I'm going to get, this week I'm going to go and grab some soffit and some J-channel. And that should be everything that I need to be able to finish up next weekend. And then hopefully my dad can get out here too. And then we can really make sure we'll have both of us out here. We'll finish this up pretty quick, hopefully. And then as long as we don't run out of siding, because I was looking at that and I was like, I don't know, I might have cut it a little too close on this one, but we'll see. Worst case scenario, I leave just a little bit undone and order some more. But when I do that, I'll order, because you got to order enough pieces for them to say okay to the order. So I got to get the siding for here. So I might just say, okay, well, for that hallway, I'll order all the siding that I need for that, as well as a couple pieces I need to finish up if that ends up happening. But either way, done for this weekend, so I'll see you next weekend.